Hey everybody, welcome back to Hopped Up Beer Review. Tonight we've got a treat for you. We're going to go visit our friends over at Dry Dock Brewing Company out of Aurora, Colorado, and we're going to try their Raspberry Churro Porter. Stick around.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. We're back to do it again. We've got one that we have all been eyeing in our fridges here today, and time will tell if that was
What?
a good eye or not. One. Okay. Definitely appreciate you checking out this video. Be sure to like, subscribe. Cheers, that notification bell. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. Gentlemen, what are we drinking today? I'm Ben.
Raspberry Churro Porter from Dry
Who
Dock
ever heard?
Brewing Company.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So it's Aurora, Colorado, right outside of Denver.
Yep, and I got this in Steamboat, Colorado.
Well,
Smells good.
Smells raspberry.
Does smell raspberry, man.
and chocolate berry.
I'm getting all raspberry right now.
I get both the raspberry and the chocolate. Cocoa.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Ben, did you have this prior to today?
I did not. I don't even know if I've got another one. I don't remember if I think I bought this individually, actually. So this is it.
Raspberry Churro Porter, 5.4%. It is a porter, as the name implies. It's a chocolate English style porter, and the base for their vanilla porter is what they use in this. And they add the raspberry puree to it. And they have natural flavors for the notes of cinnamon and sweet dough. So, and this is their winter seasonal. So each year they release it in the winter. For those of our faithful fan who may not know what a churro is, it is a sweet type of dessert found in Latin America. You disagree, Ben?
So I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, no,
so
it's not. Like, whoa, wait,
so,
what
so
are
good.
you
So
eating?
good.
So I'm gonna from the interwebs. It's a cinnamon and sugar topped fried pastry dough. It's usually in lengthy sticks. Sometimes it's curled into, different shapes. But it's that the pastry dough that's fried, it has Spanish and Portuguese origins. And yeah.
And what we're seeing here is Jay is not a fan of a
We
churro.
I'm not a big churro.
Right before we went to recording, Jay was discussing his lack of favor with churros.
Yeah, churros
And I wanted to
me,
wait till we get it out in the open. I wanted to see why. What's wrong with the churro?
I just something about the texture, the consistency. I've never been a churro fan. You know,
Is it the
I'm
crunch?
not
Is
a
it the sugar?
huge.
The cinnamon?
Yeah, a combination. I'm not a big fan of, even if you go to the Mexican restaurants and get the sopapilla. It's not, to me, churros, sopapillas. I don't care for them as much.
You think
What
you
about
know somebody.
beignets? Do you like a beignet?
Beignets are okay.
Oh,
If you're dipping it in
learning.
chocolate, yeah, that's great. Um,
So it's the chocolate that you like.
So now you have a chocolate churro raspberry order.
yep.
Mix them together. We'll see how this comes out. I'm gonna just say churros are fantastic. I don't know what's wrong with you, Jay. The churros at Disneyland are better than the churros at Disney World. So I don't know why. I
California.
don't know what they do differently. I'd rather go to Disney World than Disneyland, but the churros are really good at Disneyland.
Hmm.
So I'm sure there are YouTube videos out there about that for sure. You want to go check that out.
Okay, let me get to the brewery. Dry Dock Brewing Company out of Aurora, Colorado. Aurora. It's a regional brewery. It is Aurora's first, the city's first brewery. It had originally as a homebrew supply shop, and in 2005 they opened a 7 barrel brew house next door to it. And the Dry Dock, the name is it's named after the owner's love of nautical history. In 2006, they won gold at the World Beer Cup for its ESB. So, and since then, since the 2006, they won 20 Great American Beer Festival Awards medals and 5 more World Beer Cup medals. So, I have never, it's for a regional brewery. I've never heard of this brewery. And they've got a lot of awards. So, I mean, kudos to them. I mean,
Yeah.
2006,
It's all
20
right,
Great
Andy.
American.
I've heard of them.
It is all right.
Oddly enough,
You've
today
more traveled than I.
Oddly enough, I was looking at tap handles today on eBay because tap handles are a thing that I, kind of like to stay on top of. And I saw a Dry Dock tap handle, and knowing that we were, going to be reviewing this tonight, it kind of caught my eye. So, anyway.
I will
All right.
admit, I
Did a
do.
bit.
I love their logo and the nautical theme. It's pretty cool. But for
I
a
think
Colorado brewery, it's kind of lost.
and it's a little misleading too because it's Dry Dock and they're showing a picture of a boat at sea. I would think
Theme.
the
Theme.
theme works, yeah, because a dry dock would be less exciting for sure. Obviously.
That's good. Look at a Dry Dock and have a beer.
So you didn't have this while you were out there, Ben?
I did not have this one, no. So you're going to turn the tables on me and tell me to go first here. Is that what I'm hearing?
I did not say.
I think it's appropriate because I'm curious too. Because I was going to ask, oh Ben, have you had this? Because if you had it earlier today, it's the Best By is almost a year ago on the can.
I noticed that right as I was about to open it, and oddly enough, if you take the Best By date, I bought this 7 months after the Best By date. I mean, I bought this in February of this year, so as we're recording this, 3-4 months ago. I mean, it's a porter, so you would hope that date is hopefully misleading, but I mean, I bought it well after the Best By date, so which I guess happens probably with some of these shops where you have go and grab 1 or 2 individual beers, and some things just don't turn over as quickly as others, obviously.
Did you happen to get this in Steamboat?
As I mentioned earlier, yes, I did get this in Steamboat. So
I wasn't listening earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. When people see churro on there, they just walk away.
No, they don't.
This is why you're drinking this beer right now, because it said churro on it.
Yep. Yep.
All right, I'll hop in there and go first.
Thank you, Ben. That's
Yep.
very sweet of you.
So I will say the first couple of sips that I had of this beer, I was not a big fan. Um, I don't know what it was. We talked about beer sometimes, and when they have
Churro.
not when they have churro, because it's the first churro beer I've ever had. When they have, maybe a fruit or, something a little different, it kind of comes across sometimes as a more synthetic taste, not a real or raw ingredient taste. And that's what I got from the first couple of sips of this beer. I think since it's warmed up a little bit, it's gotten a little bit better. And, I think it's one that for me is okay. It kind of falls into that category for me, especially with all the beer out there, is one I've had, and I don't have to pick it up the next time. I mean, the caveat might be if I find one within the Best By date, but again, it's a porter. I'm not really overly concerned about the degradation from the time of the date on the can to now, personally. Um, so I definitely get the raspberry. I definitely drinking it get the chocolate or the cocoa, and I don't think it's bad. I just think it's for me it's okay. So with that, I'm going to give this one. I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think it's again not one I have to grab again.
I'll go
Okay.
next. I'll let Jay go last because Ben's always making you go
It doesn't matter.
normal. I see this as a novelty. I like chocolate. I like raspberry. I like porters. I like churros. And I agree with you, Ben. The longer it sits, the longer I drink, I think the flavors come out and it tastes better. I would have it again. I think I like the chocolate. I like the sweetness. It is not obnoxiously sweet, but you can detect it's more like a dessert style of beer. You get the chocolate with the raspberry and the mild cinnamon, and I found favor with it, and I just think it's a good beer. I'd really like to try some more dry docks to see what the rest of it like, because something like this could go horribly wrong, and for me, they did all right with it. I'm gonna give it a 7. It's pretty good.
All right, Jake.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, Andy. This you kind of hit a lot of where I was going to go with it. A lot of the history that you gave on Dry Dock and them having several award winners. I'd love to try their ESB or some of the others that they've been highly successful with. Um, when we open this, you get that whiff of the raspberry, the whiff of the cocoa. It kind of excites you because I do. I mean, I actually like a raspberry chocolate porter. I mean, we've had things. You think back to Velvet Evil from Straight to Ale. That's a good
Mm-hmm.
example of a raspberry chocolate. Although it's not a porter, it's an old age ale. But those combinations to me, when you put the raspberry and the chocolate in a porter or a heavy ale together, uh, they're really good. So it kind of was reminiscent of that when we opened it. The churro part to me, when you add that cinnamon, um, that's where I really think, Ben, you were hitting the nail on the head there. The synthetic portion,
Yeah.
they're trying to force the issue of having a cinnamon doughy type aspect of it. It's not horrible. I, I've drank most of my beer. I'll finish it, uh, and I drink it again. I agree with both of you guys. I think the more it warms up, it seems to be a little bit better. But I would love to try other beer from them, and this one I'll give a 7, just like Andy. I mean, it's right there. Um, the synthetic taste, a little off-putting, but it's not going to throw me away from the good part of the raspberry and the chocolate and the porter portion of it.
Do you feel that synthetic taste has kind of subsided now that it has warmed up some? Because that's where I come out. Like the first couple of sips for me were not good. If I had to base the whole beer off the first couple of sips, I mean, I might cut my score in half, basically.
Swish it, gargle.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, to me, the doughy taste or the cinnamon is gone from it the more it warms up, and it's more of true a raspberry chocolate porter.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's I don't know if that's because it's colder, you get the cinnamon and the synthetic flavor in there, but yeah, you're exactly right, man. I mean, and you're probably right. I mean, the first sip I had, I was like, yeah, I don't, because I was last to review. It gave me a little more opportunity to warm it up, enjoy it, and try it several times before I rated it. So there's your somewhat bias.
Well, I went first, and I still stand by my score. So.
But you said you would have cut it in half.
Had the synthetic taste remained throughout, yes.
I agree, yeah.
By the time that I had reviewed, synthetic was gone. That is going to be a 6.8 for the Raspberry Churro Porter from Dry Dock Brewing Company out of Aurora, Colorado. Definitely an interesting beer. One, if you've had, let us know what you think about it, fan out there. We'd love to hear your feedback on this beer. And we're going to look for some more Dry Dock to get and try here on the show. With all the awards that they've won, we're definitely very interested in trying some more when we can get it. So we will.
Or they could send us beer. I mean, come on.
We would definitely accept beer if anybody wanted to send it to us. We're not going to try.
The regional brewery really needs our support.
Fair point. So with that, if you have any beer that you would like for us to review, hey, leave a comment down below or come say hey in our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server and let us know. We'll do our very best to find it and give it a review. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell, and check us out on all social media links down below in the description. Lastly, you have any interest in any Hopped Up Beer Review merch for some reason, you can go check out the link below and grab you something. They make great gifts in the middle of the summer or fall or any time of year, really. Christmas, anything. For Andy and the Addict, though, and Jay, I'm Ben. Thanks for watching. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.